Coming up, a UAlbany student is shot and killed. What can be done to keep other students safe? Plus, a youth soccer coach is charged with sexually abusing his players. And we'll meet the candidates for Albany School Board. Live at 11 is next.
From WNYT Albany, News Channel 13, live at 11, begins right now.
Safety concerns after a University at Albany student is shot to death off campus. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Lydia Kulbida.
And I'm Jim Kambrich. Tonight, the university offered a meeting on safety issues for students. 22-year-old Richard Bailey was fatally shot last night in Albany as he was walking home.
The student was set to graduate in December. He was taken off life support and pronounced dead this afternoon. Kumi Tucker is in Albany with more on our top story. Good evening, Kumi.
Good evening, Lydia. This college community is reeling from this act of violence, and students want to know more about safety measures. Authorities say 22-year-old Richard Bailey had been watching football with a friend Monday night. He was walking home to work on a paper. Police say he was shot once in the head on South Lake Avenue. He was a senior at the University at Albany. Police say there were two other crimes within 6 blocks of the shooting, a robbery and an attempted robbery, one before and one just after the shooting. Police are looking into whether or not there could be any connection.
We are going to step up all of our efforts on and off campus. We're going to step up education efforts.
The university and police were on hand to answer any student questions and concerns at an evening forum and to talk about safety initiatives, including a Midtown Neighborhood Watch program and door-to-door visits to students.
I'm very concerned, especially living off campus. I'm very, very concerned.
Brian Gaspard is a senior representing off-campus students.
More police visibility, obviously telling students safety precautions, and, just increasing patrols around the areas that are most affected.
Rick Bailey was an all-around athlete, voted best laugh in high school. He had been home downstate in Wantagh, New York, the day of the shooting, working toward his future.
He was going to school. He wanted to become a police officer like his father's retired, and he just was home yesterday taking the police test, left at 4. Went home.
He visited his grandmother before heading up to Albany, telling her he would see her soon at Thanksgiving.
It's going to be a lot of traffic, Grandma, okay? See you in a little bit. And he walked out the door.
It's not fair. So not fair. It's so not right.
Police would like to talk to two men seen riding bikes in the area of the shooting at around the time of the shooting. The university is planning a candlelight vigil at the campus center here at the University at Albany tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Reporting live at the University at Albany, Kumi Tucker, News Channel 13.
Also new since our 6 o'clock news, candidates for Albany School Board were also talking about school safety tonight at a debate at the Albany Public Library. A parent in the audience asked the panel how they would curb gang violence. She's concerned about Philip Livingston's 950 students and how they'll be divided up between Albany's 2 remaining middle schools. This is the last year that Philip Livingston will be a middle school.
But what the district and the board needs to do is step up to the plate, put these items on high priority as they strategically plan for this school district for the upcoming year.
So one of our options here is not to send those kids across town to a middle school, but to operate more K through 8 schools.
There are many after-school activities and programs that many children find very rewarding. Some children are not in those, and I would want to ask them why not, and what is it that they need and that would keep them occupied and away from wanting to be with the gangs.
I also believe that we should have more after-school programs and partner, and again, mentoring programs and volunteerism and other things that, Edith is a strong proponent of volunteerism, and so is pretty much all we are.
The 4 candidates are vying for 2 board seats left vacant by Bill Barnett and former board president Tanika Frost.
18-year-old Michael Nazarowski volunteers his time helping coach youth soccer in Warren County. Tonight, he is accused of having sexual contact with 4 different boys. Police say Nazarowski had oral sex this summer with a 13-year-old and 14-year-old in Queensbury. He's also accused of oral sex with 2 other boys last spring at a home in Thurman. All charges are misdemeanors because Nazarowski contends he was 17 at the time of the alleged abuse. If he was 18, he could be charged with felonies.
At this juncture, the evidence is not clear as to what his age is, and he's charged with the misdemeanor, but that could be elevated.
Nazarowski is free on $2,500 bail. Because of his involvement with young people, police and the DA worry that there may be other victims.
Opening statements are scheduled to begin tomorrow in the court-martial of Staff Sergeant Alberto Martinez. Martinez is from Troy. He's accused of killing 2 of his superior officers in 2005 while deployed in Iraq. Selection of a 14-member military jury wrapped up today at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. If convicted of premeditated murder, Martinez faces a death sentence.
We have an update tonight on the death of a construction worker from Berkshire County. The victim's now identified as 20-year-old Brett Peck of Lenox. He was installing drainage pipe yesterday outside a home in Clifton Park when the ditch he was working in collapsed on top of him. OSHA is investigating. They say workers were not using a trench box to prevent a collapse. Federal labor law requires that device be used at excavation sites.
Executives with Hero Beech-Nut gave us a tour today of their manufacturing facility in the town of Florida. They say construction of their North American headquarters is on time and under budget. The $124 million facility will replace their factory in Canajoharie, which is 100 years old. The new plant will employ about 350 people and put out 100,000 cases of baby food a day.
We are very proud that this is a LEED certified facility, basically the first and only green infant food facility in North America. And we will have a lot of efficiency in energy and water saving.
Hero Beech-Nut has pledged $100,000 to help find a new occupant for their factory in Canajoharie.
Now, with a first look at your first warning forecast, here's Chief Meteorologist Bob Kovachick. Bob?
Thank you, Lydia.